Hi, this is Josh with Power Meter City, and today I'm going to talk about my new ENVE Melee build. But before we get started, please like and subscribe to our channel, as it really helps us grow our community and bring you more videos like this one. Okay, so let's get started with what I spec'd on this ENVE Melee. And at first glance, you're going to see a lot of ENVE and SRAM red, and that is correct. I kept it pretty simple with ENVE and SRAM red. In fact, a lot of this is the new red E1 group set that just came out about 6 months ago. So let's get started at the front, up on in the cockpit. Pretty much a full ENVE cockpit. I have a 90 millimeter ENVE stem, which is matched to some ENVE flat bars. For this build, I went 42 millimeter wide bars. I really like the bar. I wish I would have gone probably 40 or maybe even 38. More and more people are going with more narrow bars, which really helps with aero, and I feel like I'm a little bit wide on the 42s, but again, great bars, I really like them. For a head unit, I'm running the new Hammerhead Karoo 3, or it's also referred to as just the Hammerhead Karoo. I was running the 2 before this, and the 3 is actually a nice upgrade. The form factor is really cool. The buttons have a nice feel and engagement, and I'm really enjoying the Hammerhead Karoo. Not to mention, Hammerhead is now owned by SRAM, so the Karoo works with the whole SRAM drivetrain and power meter and brakes. So I'm enjoying that. For brakes, I have the SRAM Red, the new SRAM Red E1 brakes and shifters, and these are getting really, really good reviews, and we sell a lot of them, and for good reason. The ergonomics are really, really nice, and the stopping power is insane. So, you don't really hear anybody say bad things about these new SRAM brakes. The previous ones were good, and these ones are great. So those are fun. And then on the inside of the drops, I'm running some Axis wireless blips, which just allow me to shift when I'm in the drops. So that's a really cool feature. I think a set of blips runs about 99 bucks, and I think that's money well spent. We also sell a lot of blips because it's just a really cool feature that allows you to shift wherever you want. Some people run blips on the underside of their drop bars. You can put them wherever you want, and they work really, really well. For the saddle, this is the ENVE Celia Italia. Really like this saddle. My butt actually isn't too saddle picky, so I can rock just about any saddle and I'm fine with it, but this saddle is really, really comfortable. It comes with either carbon or TI rails. This is the more pricey carbon saddle, which keeps the weight down. I need all the weight reduction I can get. So the saddle's great. Seat post is the ENVE seat post. This is one of my gripes, I guess. The seat post itself is fine, right? Lightweight and stiff, but the mechanism up here by which it attaches to the saddle is a little bit finicky, and you can probably, find reviews where other people say the same thing. Once you get, fore aft and tilt where you want it, it's good to go, but getting it right there can be a little bit tricky. So that would be my feedback on that. And then absent right now, is my Garmin Varia 515 bike light and radar detector, but the mount is here so you can see the mount. Really, really a big fan of those Garmin devices. In addition to serving as a bike light, it also is that radar detector, and they just work really, really well. It's like, you know, a set of eyes in the back of your head, and it alerts you to oncoming traffic, and they work super well. Garmin also makes a 315, which is the radar detector without the bike light, and that one's a little bit more affordable if you're just looking for the radar functionality. But I'm always recommending those to people. They work really, really well. Wheels and tires, ENVE. These wheels are the ENVE SES 3.4s. So the 3.4s give me, you know, a little bit of depth for aero, but they're not quite as deep as the 4.5s, which is the next step up. The 4.5s are really popular. It's a great set of wheels, but again, there's some steep climbs where I ride, and you know, I'm all for keeping weight as low as I can. And the 3.4s, I think, are a nice blend between aero gains and keeping weight down. If you wanted to go even lighter, you'd go with the ENVE 2.3s, I think it is, and that's really like their climbing wheel. So this is kind of a nice little middle ground for me. So I like those. Tires are also ENVE. A really nice tire. You know, I think it rolls well, good traction. I do regret going as narrow as I did. These, I think, are the 27 millimeter tires, and most people are running 29s and 30s now, as study after study has shown that the wider tire not only rolls better, but offers better traction and grip. So I think when these wear out, I'll probably go to, you know, their 29s. But so ENVE wheels and tires, and then I guess what is left is the drivetrain, and it's pretty much all SRAM Red E1, which again is the new group set that just came out. I got lucky with timing, right? I was building this up at about the time that SRAM introduced that group set, so the decision was pretty easy. The chainring is actually their integrated power meter spider in a 48-35. By the way, this comes in some really big sizes. I think as big as like a 56 tooth if you're really, really strong or riding really, really flat. But I went a little bit more compact with a 48 big ring. And again, integrated power meter spider. This SRAM power meter spider is a little bit unique in that SRAM does what they call an integrated spider or integrated chain rings. And that is the chain rings and power meter spider are literally one solid piece, not removable. So the benefit to that is the stiffness and rigidity is really, really high. Good for shifting. Also, it keeps the weight low, the way they manufacture this. The trade-off is when the teeth wear out, you literally have to replace the spider. So that's definitely a trade-off. They do make these teeth, the way they make there's a name for how they make this teeth that escapes me at the moment, but they last a long time. A lot of people can get many years of use out of one of these integrated power meter spiders. So it should last you a long time, but anyway, that's the trade-off there. Front derailleur, SRAM Red. Rear derailleur, SRAM Red. Cassette, SRAM Red. This is, I think, a 1033 tooth, and it comes in anything from a 1028 up to a 1036. So I'm one down from the 1036 at the 1033. So again, that's a nice little middle ground for me there. And I think last but not least are pedals. I went with Shimano SPDSLs. I've pretty much ran Shimano SPDSLs on all of my road bikes since the beginning of time, or since the beginning of me riding bikes. So I just stuck with what I know there. Oh, crank arms. So these are 170s, SRAM Red E1 170s. As you probably know, the trend is to go shorter on the crank arm length. So I stepped it down a little bit from 172s, which is what I usually run, to 170s. So that's my ENVE Melee build. I really like the bike. It's much faster than I am, but I'll keep riding and maybe one of these days I'll get there. So thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye.